All right, 3 things to take away from the fight tonight. Number 1, congratulations to Tyson Fury. Won a decisive victory. I'm not going to call it, people were calling it, we're using words, a clinic, domination. I'm not, kicked his ass. Not quite the best wording for what we saw. I think he clearly won and clearly outpointed Wladimir Klitschko. I think that would be the best wording I could use. Again, decisive victory. How about that? I think that's a good one. Decisive victory. You know? Decisive. It wasn't a shutout. He lost about two or three rounds, but it was decisive. The rounds he won were decisive. And you got to give him credit for that, right? Wladimir Klitschko just not used to being behind on scorecards, obviously. I mean, just didn't. I mean, he didn't know what to, like. Didn't change the gear. Like, you're behind, dude. You got to put more pressure. You got to take more risk, or you're gonna lose. You know. I mean, he raised his arms at the end of the fight, thinking somehow he won. I mean, look. In fairness, he showed a lot more grit in the last minute of the fight. Even he was still holding, which is astonishing to see. Why are you going to stop the action when the clock ticking is against your favor? But nonetheless, he was putting a little more pressure. He actually landed some good shots on Tyson Fury. All right, was probably his best round, in all honesty. And Fury was still fighting back. Wasn't giving anything up, but probably Klitschko's best round. He should have done that throughout the fight. That's what he should have done. All right. A lot of things Klitschko needs to fix here. I mean, I think the tactic of punching, holding, it's great when you're ahead and when you're the one landing the punches. When you're getting hit and you're behind, jumping and holding the guy, it's not exactly the brightest of ideas. I mean, just terrible. This is coming from someone who's a big Klitschko fan. Just terrible. Okay? Terrible performance by Wladimir Klitschko. Terrible. Right? Now, in fairness, a lot of things he's not used to. Fighting a guy much taller than him. It looked to me that Fury had a little bit of a hand speed advantage over Wladimir Klitschko. So slightly, but it was there, I think. But with that said, Tyson Fury, new champion. We got to give him credit for that, man. The new champ. I thought for a second they were going to rob the guy. I really did. I'm glad they didn't. I would have been on here making the most pessimist video about boxing. So I'm glad that didn't happen. A new era. The gates have opened, folks. The gates have opened. We have so many more matchups you can do now for the heavyweight championship. So many enticing matchups now. Fury versus Wilder. Fury versus whoever else, right? Any of the top contenders. It's opened up now. Wilder's definitely the top of the list. I do believe there'll be a rematch. All right, I think there's going to be a rematch. I think with the right game plan, Klitschko could give Fury a better fight, if anything. So we'll see. We really will. But I think Fury can knock out Klitschko in a rematch. But we'll see if the rematch happens or not. I predict that it will. And I think, in all honesty, although this is not going to be a popular thing to say, I think Klitschko's entitled to his rematch. So we'll see if he exercises. I believe there should be a clause there for a rematch. Outside of something unexpected, like Vitaly Klitschko coming out of retirement to avenge his brother or something like that. Outside of that, definitely Deontay Wilder versus Wladimir Klitschko is the fight to make. The biggest fight in the sport right now, USA versus UK. All right. I'm sure there'll be a lot of trash talking going on in the press conference. Something we're not quite used to heading into a heavyweight title fight. All right, so there you go, man. I mean, both guys are very charismatic individuals, and it'll make for some entertainment, if anything. I could even picture with PBC having a contract with ESPN, Fury and Deontay Wilder on ESPN, sitting there talking on First Take or something. I don't know. It's possible. We'll see. So I think it's a fight that can get a lot of attention. All right. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, we're not sitting here next year and we're no closer to the fight than we are today. Right? Hopefully the belts will just scatter all over the place, and before we know it, we got 5 heavyweight champions. That can happen. All right. So we'll see where we go from here. All right. Congratulations to Tyson Fury. Congratulations to his fans, the ones who have stood behind him since the days he was uppercutting himself in the face. All right. You stood behind the guy. All right. So you believed in him. A lot of Tyson Fury fans believed in him, and they said that this would happen, and it did. So there you go. So give them credit. They called it, right? Whoever called this fight, props. You called it, right? Now, calling it on the download doesn't count, right? So I'm just putting that out there. All right. With that said, DStyleBoxing, keep it boxing. Give me your thoughts. Peace.